Fire booty and legs workout, tone and lift at home conquer. Sculpt and slay fire, ready to crush excuses and conquer your limits. This Chloe Ting style booty and legs workout will push you, shape you, and fire up those glutes like never before. No gym, no equipment, just you, your determination, and 15 minutes of unstoppable energy. Tone your booty, lift those legs, and slay every rep with fierce confidence. Whether you're a beginner or advanced, this is your time to rise, sweat, and OW in your power. Don't just work out, conquer, sculpt, and slay. Your dream booty starts now. Flexed peach. Barkles, when you think about change, when you think about transformation, the first barrier that appears in your mind is often convenience. You tell yourself, I don't have the time, I don't have the money for a gym membership, I don't have the equipment. And those are precisely the kinds of thoughts that keep you trapped in mediocrity. But here's the truth, you don't need a gym. You don't need fancy machines or the perfect setup. What you need is the courage to take responsibility right where you are with what you have. A living room floor can become the arena where you test your limits, where you discover just how powerful you really are. Now think about it this way. If you can't discipline yourself in your own home, in your own private space, how do you expect to discipline yourself in the world? Every squat, every lunge you perform in that confined space is a small act of defiance against the chaos of excuses. You're telling yourself, I will not be ruled by laziness. I will not be defeated by comfort. That's the essence of growth. Choosing responsibility when no one is watching, especially when it's hard. The body responds to that. Your muscles don't care if you're in a state of the art facility or on the carpet in your bedroom. What they respond to is consistency, intensity, and the willpower you bring to each repetition. You build not just stronger legs or a lifted physique, but a stronger character. And that character, forged in discipline at home, carries into every other arena of your life, your work, your relationships, your ambitions. So stop telling yourself that circumstances must be perfect before you begin. They never will be. Start here. Start now, because if you can conquer yourself in the smallest, simplest space, there is nothing you won't be able to conquer outside of it. Strength is not just a matter of muscle, it is the foundation upon which confidence is built. Your legs are the pillars that carry you through every moment of your life, and your posture, your presence in the world, is directly tied to how firmly those pillars stand. A strong body creates a strong mind, and when you train your lower body, you are not simply shaping your appearance. You are fortifying the very structure that supports who you are. Consider what happens when you strengthen your legs. You walk taller, you move with stability, and that stability radiates into your sense of self. It is no accident that when people stand confidently, their shoulders are back, their feet are planted, and their body communicates power. That is the physical manifestation of inner strength. A lifted, toned body is not vanity. It is the outward reflection of discipline, of effort, of mastery over weakness. And what about the glutes, the center of your body, the engine of your movement? When those muscles are strong, you don't just look better, you feel better. Your back is supported, your hips aligned, your posture improved. You project vitality, you project energy. And people notice, more importantly, you notice. You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and you don't just see someone who looks fit. You see someone who has earned that strength, someone who has taken control. But there's something even deeper here. When you build strength in your body, you begin to believe in your capacity to take on challenges beyond it. If you can endure the burn of 100 squats, you can endure the grind of difficult conversations, demanding work, or personal setbacks. The physical discipline teaches you a psychological truth. You are capable of more than you think. So when you train your legs, when you lift and shape your body, remember this. You are not just exercising muscles. You are constructing confidence. You are embodying strength. Excuses are seductive. They whisper to you in the moments when you feel tired, when you feel unmotivated, when you'd rather choose comfort over discipline. You've done enough for today. You can always start tomorrow. It doesn't really matter if you skip this one. Those are the voices that keep you weak. They offer short-term relief, but they rob you of long-term strength. The truth is, every time you surrender to those excuses, you train yourself to avoid responsibility, and avoidance compounds into regret. Action, on the other hand, is immediate. It is available to you at any moment, and the beauty of action is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need a flawless plan, the best equipment, or a burst of endless motivation. What you need is to move, now in this moment, despite the resistance. Because once you act, even in the smallest way, momentum begins to build. That first squat, that first lunge, that first step forward, it has the power to dismantle the weight of inertia. And here's the paradox. The less you want to do it, the more valuable it becomes to push through. When you choose action in the face of resistance, you are not only strengthening your body, you are strengthening your will. That will, that discipline, is transferable. It spreads into how you show up at work, how you deal with adversity, how you face the inevitable suffering of life. You cannot escape the struggle, but you can choose how you engage with it. The people who achieve transformation are not those who never feel tired, never feel lazy, never feel doubtful. They are the ones who act anyway. They push past the excuses not because it's easy, but because they understand the cost of not doing so. So stop negotiating with yourself. Stop letting excuses dictate your future. Take action now, however small, and keep moving forward. Every repetition is more than just a movement of the body. It is a declaration of intent. When you lower yourself into a squat, when you push through the burn of a lunge, you are not simply exercising muscles. You are confronting the voice inside you that says, "Stop, this is enough." That voice is always there, waiting to test you. And every time you choose to go further, to squeeze out one more rep when it hurts, you are proving that your will is stronger than your weakness. That's why I say, conquer every rep, not just complete it, not just get through it, but conquer it. Make each movement deliberate, powerful, and purposeful. Because the way you approach one squat is the way you approach life's challenges. If you do it halfway, if you give in to the discomfort, then you've practiced quitting. But if you do it with full intensity, if you push until you know you've given everything, then you've practiced victory. And isn't that the point? Life is not about avoiding struggle. It's about learning how to endure it, how to channel it, and how to transform it into strength. When your legs shake, when your muscles burn, that is your body telling you that you are at the threshold of growth. And thresholds are never comfortable. They demand effort, courage, and persistence, but the reward is always on the other side. So make every rep a battle worth winning. Don't drift through the motions. Don't settle for mediocrity. Attack each lunge, each squat, each pulse as though it matters because it does, not only for your body, but for the kind of person you are becoming. The hardest truth to accept is that results don't come overnight. We live in a culture addicted to speed. We want everything instantly, instant progress, instant gratification, instant change. But your body, your mind, your character, they don't work that way. They respond to consistency, not bursts of enthusiasm that vanish after a week. Transformation isn't a single grand effort. It's the accumulation of small, disciplined actions, repeated day after day. Think of it like laying bricks. One brick, placed carefully, doesn't look like much, but place another, and soon you've built a wall. Keep at it long enough, and that wall becomes a fortress. That's how consistency works. One workout may not change you, but 10, 50, 100, those compound into something undeniable, something solid. And once you see the results, once you feel them in your posture, your strength, your energy, you realize every small choice mattered. This is where most people fail. They quit too soon. They start with excitement, but the moment progress is slow, they surrender. They don't understand that the struggle in the middle, the grind, the repetition, the discipline when the excitement is gone, that's the crucible where real change is forged. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's essential, and here's the secret. Every time you keep going when it feels pointless, you are training more than your muscles. You are training your character to endure, to push, to finish what you start. That ability, sticking with it when the novelty fades, is the difference between the people who transform and the people who stagnate. So stop obsessing over instant results. Stop measuring success by the mirror after 1 week. Measure it by your ability to keep showing up, to keep building brick by brick, rep by rep, day after day. There comes a moment in every workout and in every struggle when you're faced with a choice. You can stop, you can walk away, you can surrender to fatigue, or you can rise. That moment is not about your body anymore, it's about your spirit. It's about proving to yourself that you are not defined by weakness, but by the strength you summon in the face of it. That is where true confidence is born, not in perfection, not in ease, but in the decision to stand firm when everything in you wants to quit. This is what it means to slay. It's not about defeating others. It's not about showing off. It's about overcoming the lesser version of yourself, the one that settles, the one that hides, the one that avoids responsibility. Every time you choose to finish strong, every time you choose to own the pain rather than run from it, you're killing off that weaker version and giving rise to something greater. And when you carry that attitude into the rest of your life, everything changes. The same resilience that helps you finish a set when your legs are shaking is the resilience that helps you face failure, rejection, and disappointment without collapsing. It becomes part of who you are. It radiates in how you speak, how you walk, how you carry yourself in the world. People see it. More importantly, you see it. You recognize yourself as someone capable of enduring, someone capable of pushing past limits. So when you train, remember, it isn't just about sculpting your body, it's about sculpting your identity. It's about deciding every single day to rise when it would be easier to fall, to slay the weakness that would keep you small, and to own the power that pushes you forward. And so we end where it all began, right here at home. You don't need a gym, you don't need perfection. You need discipline, resilience, and the will to conquer yourself. Every squat, every lunge, every rep has been a step toward strength, toward confidence, toward becoming someone unshaken by excuses. This isn't just a workout, it's a declaration that you refuse to be ordinary. Stand tall, walk strong, and carry this power into every part of your life.